You're wasting your precious time on boring tasks like sending emails, uploading content, and doing admin when you can automate everything. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build automations with Make. Make lets you connect your apps and create automations in just a few minutes. Things that used to take you hours can now happen automatically in the background. Once you have a system in place, everything just works. Your data gets saved, your emails go out, your notifications get sent, and you don't even have to think about it. Let's break down exactly how. By the way, I've linked all helpful tools and resources in the description, so remember to check those out. Step 1. Understand Make. Make is an automation platform that lets you connect different apps so they work together without you having to do anything manually. It works by creating a set of instructions called a scenario. A scenario is just a series of steps that tell your apps what to do and when to do it. For example, let's say you run a small business and use Google Forms to collect customer inquiries. Every time someone submits a form, you have to check the responses, copy the details into a Google Sheet, send a follow-up email, and notify your team. That's at least 4 different steps, and if you're doing it all manually, it's only a matter of time before you make a mistake or fall behind. With Make, you can set up an automation that does all of that for you. The moment someone fills out your form, the data gets saved in your spreadsheet, an email is automatically sent to the customer, and your team gets notified in Microsoft Teams or Slack. And the best part is that this entire process happens in seconds without you having to lift a finger. Step 2. Create a Make account. Before we dive into actually building an automation, you'll need an account. Head over to Make using the link in the description and click on Get Started for free. The platform offers a free plan which gives you a limited number of operations per month, and that's more than enough for getting started. Just enter your name, email, create a password, and follow the steps to complete your registration. Once you've signed up and logged in, you'll find yourself on the Make dashboard. Step 3. Check out the Make templates. At first, the dashboard might seem a little overwhelming because there are so many options, but don't worry. Everything we need is right here. On the left-hand side, you'll see a menu with different sections. One of the most useful places to start is the Templates section. If you click on it, you'll find a huge library of ready-made automations that connect different apps. These templates can be really helpful because they show you what's possible and give you a solid starting point. Take a look through these and see which ones are most relevant to you before opening them up and customizing them for your purpose. For the sake of this tutorial, we're going to build an automation from scratch so you can fully understand how everything works. Step 4. Create an automation from scratch. To create your first automation, click on Scenarios in the left-hand menu. Then in the top right corner, click Create a new scenario. This will take you to the scenario editor, which is where all the magic happens. This is the space where you'll connect different apps and create an automated workflow. Every automation starts with a trigger. The trigger is the event that kicks off the entire process. In this case, we want our automation to start whenever someone fills out a Google form. To set that up, click the plus icon in the center of the screen. This will bring up a search bar where you can look for different apps. Type in Google Forms and select it from the list. Then you'll see a list of actions related to Google Forms. The one we want is called Watch Responses, which tells Make to look for new submissions. Before Make can access your form data, you'll need to connect your Google account. A pop-up window will appear asking for permission. Click Add, log in to your Google account, and authorize the connection. Once that's done, Make will be able to pull in data from your forms. Now we need to tell Make which specific form to use as our trigger. Every Google form has a unique ID that you can find in its URL. To get it, open the form in your browser, look at the address bar, and you'll see a long string of characters between the word D and edit. Copy that part and paste it into the form ID field in Make. There's one more thing to configure here, and that's the limit setting. This determines how many responses Make processes at a time. If you leave it at the default setting, it will pull in one new response every time it runs. That's perfect for our setup. Click OK, then hit Save at the bottom of the screen. At this point, we've set up the trigger, but we haven't told Make what to do next. The next step is to take the form responses and save them in a Google Sheet. To do this, click on the empty space next to the Google Forms module and choose Add a Module. Search for Google Sheets and select it. Then choose the action Add a Row, which will allow us to save form responses as new rows in our spreadsheet. Just like before, you'll need to connect your Google account to give Make access to your spreadsheets. Once that's done, it's time to select the correct file. Instead of manually typing in the file name, choose Select by Path. This lets you browse through your Google Drive and pick the spreadsheet you want to use. After selecting the file, choose the specific sheet where the data should be stored. Now comes the part where we map the data. Each column in your spreadsheet represents a different piece of information: name, email, message, or whatever else you included in your form. To link everything correctly, click into each field in the Values section and select the matching data from the Google Form response. This makes sure that every response gets saved in the right place. Click OK when you're done. With this setup, whenever someone fills out the form, their response will automatically appear in your Google Sheet. But let's take this a step further by sending them a confirmation email. To do this, add another module, search for email, and select it. Choose the action, Send an Email. Just like before, you'll need to connect your email account. Once that's done, set up the email. For the recipient, select the email address from the Google Form response. In the subject line, write something simple like, "Thank you for your submission." In the body of the email, you can add a personal touch, such as, "Hi, name, thanks for reaching out. We've received your form submission and we'll get back to you shortly." Make sure to use the dynamic values from the Google Form so that each email is personalized. Click OK to save. Now let's notify a team member in Microsoft Teams whenever a new form is submitted. Add another module, search for Microsoft Teams, and select Send a Message to a Channel. You'll need to connect your Teams account. Then select the team and channel where the notification should be sent. In the message box, write something like, "A new form submission has been received," and include key details from the response. Click OK to save. Step 5. Test your automation. At this point, we have a fully automated workflow. A form submission triggers the process, the data is saved in a Google Sheet, an email is sent, and a notification is posted in Teams. The last step is to test everything. Go to your Google form and submit a test response. Then in Make, click Run Once to manually trigger the automation. If everything is set up correctly, you should see the data appear in your Google Sheet, receive a confirmation email, and see a notification in Teams. If something isn't working, go back and double-check your connections, form ID, and mapped fields. Once it's running smoothly, turn on scheduling so it runs automatically. And that's it. You just built your first automation from scratch. Now imagine what else you can automate. Whether it's processing orders, managing leads, or handling customer support, Make can save you hours of work. If you have any questions or want to get into even more specifics, click the link in the description to join our free school community. Inside YouTube Profit Academy, we share exclusive tips and updates on content creation, YouTube automation, affiliate marketing, running online businesses, and much more. It's completely free, so be sure to join using the link in the description, and I'll see you inside. How can Make help you save time? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons while you're there.